Imagine building a city so grand it rivaled the capitals of the world. A civilization with advanced astronomy, stunning temples, and complex calendars predicting eclipses centuries in advance. Now, imagine it all disappearing, swallowed by jungle, erased from maps, and shrouded in mystery. What really happened to the Maya? Did they vanish overnight? Were they victims of war, climate, or something darker? Or have we been looking at the collapse of the Maya all wrong? For centuries, explorers, scientists, and even Hollywood have tried to answer the same question. But the truth is far more fascinating and far less understood than you think. This wasn't just a lost tribe or a fallen city. We're talking about millions of people, entire kingdoms, massive stone cities, suddenly abandoned. No war records, no written explanation, just ruins, like a whisper from the past, begging us to uncover the truth. Today, we're diving deep into one of the greatest historical enigmas of all time. From towering pyramids in the rainforest to clues hidden in bones and stone, this is the real story behind the fall of the Maya. Stay with me, because what we uncover might change how you see the past and the future. Before we talk about their fall, let's understand just how incredible the Maya civilization really was. They weren't just one tribe, but a network of powerful city-states spread across modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. Cities like Tikal, Palenque, Copan, and Chichen Itza were architectural marvels, with pyramids towering above the jungle, intricate stone carvings, and plazas that echoed with life and ceremony. The Maya were obsessed with time and the cosmos. They created calendars so precise they could predict solar eclipses hundreds of years in advance, without telescopes. They were among the first to use the concept of zero in mathematics, centuries before it appeared in Europe. Their writing system was one of the most advanced in the ancient world, composed of intricate glyphs carved into stone, bones, and painted onto pottery. These texts recorded myths, dynasties, epic battles, and astronomical data, a vivid, ongoing chronicle of their world. Their cities were bustling with innovation and ritual. Skilled engineers designed aqueducts and reservoirs. Priests conducted ceremonies that aligned with celestial events. Artists sculpted gods and rulers from limestone. And architects built ball courts for sacred games that often had deadly consequences. But the Maya weren't a monolithic empire. They were a mosaic of rival kingdoms, often competing, sometimes allying, yet all bound by shared beliefs, language roots, and an awe of the stars. At their peak, between 250 and 900 AD, the Maya civilization was one of the most sophisticated on Earth, with a population in the millions and cities that pulsed with science, religion, and power. So the big question is, how does a society this advanced, this vibrant, start to crumble? The answer lies hidden in their ruins. And in the chilling signs of collapse we'll uncover next. The Maya didn't fall in a single day, but the signs of collapse are haunting. Archaeologists began to notice something strange. Across the Maya lowlands, cities that were once booming with life suddenly stopped building monuments. The glyphs, which had proudly recorded history for centuries, went silent. Temples were abandoned. Ball courts, once filled with ritual and spectators, were left empty. Entire cities were swallowed by jungle, almost as if nature was reclaiming what humans had taken. The question is, why? One of the most puzzling clues comes from the timeline. Between 750 and 900 AD, city after city began to falter. Starting in the southern lowlands, massive centers like Tikal, Copan, and Karakol began to decline. Populations plummeted, public works ceased, trade routes dried up, even royal tombs were left unfinished. And it wasn't war or invasion that caused it, at least not alone. There were no mass graves, no scorched ruins, just silence. Researchers started piecing together the evidence. Drought rings in ancient trees, pollen samples showing disappearing crops, bones of malnourished children. Suddenly, the story began to change. Environmental collapse. Years of drought disrupted agriculture. And with no rainfall, their advanced water systems, reservoirs, aqueducts, canals, couldn't support the exploding population. Meanwhile, internal pressures mounted. Rival city-states went to war more frequently. Political alliances crumbled. Resources were strained. Rulers built ever larger temples to assert divine power, even as their people starved. There are signs of desperation. Hastily built altars, more intense blood rituals, and carved texts pleading with the gods. Some cities show evidence of civil unrest, palaces destroyed from within, royal symbols defaced, as if the people had turned against their kings. It became a civilization pushing itself to the edge. And then, it tipped. In some cities, final carvings showed desperate rulers begging the gods for rain. Others show signs of violent rebellion, toppled kings, and rituals that grew darker and more extreme. The collapse wasn't just environmental. It was political, spiritual, and deeply human. A perfect storm of crisis and chaos. By the time the Spanish arrived centuries later, many of the great cities had already fallen silent. Their people scattered into smaller communities, their temples overgrown, their gods forgotten. The Maya didn't disappear overnight, but something cracked in their world, and the scars are still visible in the ruins they left behind.